Seeing art always does something for me. And now, working with this new material is doing something very similar. In this video, I attend a textile art exhibition and I explore the wonders of embroidering on water-soluble fabric.
Going to art shows has become an integral part of my art practice. I noticed that when I go to see art, it always shifted something for me. So I continue to do it. In the beginning, after I have gone to see art, I am rushing back to my studio to create something. There was this drive to express the energy that I get from going to visit an art exhibition. Now, that drive is no longer pushing me to go create something immediately. What I get out of going to art exhibitions now is more of this quiet, slow fulfillment, this feeling of contentment. So now, instead of having a situation where my visiting galleries and art shows results in a one-to-one relationship between what I see at a show and what I create, I am at a place where I am incubating everything that I see. So many ideas, so many images inside of me from the various exhibitions that I'm seeing, so that the work that I create is richer. And that is what going to an art exhibition as part of my practice is doing for my practice. And I have come to love doing this. I cannot imagine having my practice without going to shows and seeing what everybody's doing. I'm attending an art opening today. This group, SAQA, which stands for Studio Art Quilts Associates, I'm part of that group, and the Connecticut chapter of the group has an exhibition that opens today, and so I'm going to go see the exhibition. So I'm here at the show. It looks amazing. All these are art quilts. So art quilts are artworks that are made based on the quilting traditions, and they are all just fabulous. The title of the show is Circular Thinking. So the works selected into the show all have a circular theme, as you can see. Even though it is a cold day, the attendance is so great. Many people have come out to see this show. And the show has a catalog. I love exhibition catalogs because I find that even after the show's over, catalogs give you a way to hold on to the pieces that you really loved in the show. And it also gives you a window into who the artists are, because many catalogs say a little bit more about the artist, whether it be in terms of an artist statement that says something about their whole art practice, or it says something about the specific piece that was in the show. Here are my friends Maureen, Carol, and Gina. What going to see art shows does for my art practice is very similar to what challenges do for my art practice. As an artist, I don't have anyone telling me when to work, how long to work, and what to do. And it can be difficult to maintain an art practice without discipline. And for me, I use challenges to help me stay disciplined. Recently, I have been challenging myself to use a new material. And as I shared with you in my previous video, I am testing and working and discovering how to do embroidery on water-soluble fabric. And I have a piece that I started more than a year ago that I never finished. And so here's the update on that piece. So this morning I have a meeting in town that I have to go to. I'm actually running late. I need to go, but I wanted to say good morning first before I left. This week has been busy. I want to get some work done this week because I haven't done as much as I would like to do. And so, yeah. Look at this beautiful building. Love the color. Hi. So that was a quick meeting. I'm done with that. I'm going to go work on my birdies. I got one done and it's looking okay. I wouldn't say it's looking excellent. It's looking okay. It's not exactly how I was imagining it to come out, but thinking through it, birds are not transparent. And creating work on water-soluble fabric means that I'm creating something that's going to be transparent. So it's not going to look exactly like I had in mind. So I'm going to work on the other two. I want to make 3 in total. And so I have one done and I'm going to work on the other 2. I cut my water-soluble fabric a little too short, and so it's not enough for the hoop that I have. I worry that if I leave this hole here and try to stitch, I might have problems with tension. I don't have enough to go all the way, so I'm going to double it. I think the lines here are a bit thicker than the ones that I made in the first one. And that I seem to do that a lot. When I start to stitch, my stitching is a little looser. And then as I keep going, I tend to become more detail oriented. I tend to spend more time on the work. I've been sewing for a couple hours and I'm taking a break. In my break time, I am making some phone calls. I am going to go get a snack and come back and continue with my stitching. While I was getting my snack, I remembered that I have to get my newsletter done today so that it will go out tomorrow for my subscribers. So for the rest of the evening, I'm going to work on my newsletter. I'm going to be working on the third birdie today. And for the third one, I'm thinking that I would use this one, this kit. Until now, I have used this one for both of the embroideries that I've done. So this is what I'm going to be tracing onto the water-soluble fabric, and then I'll do the free motion embroidery on top of that fabric. I think this one came out better than the first two, but that's not surprising. I mean, I'm learning to use this medium, so it will get better the more I do it. So the first two were okay. The first one was okay, the second one was better, and I think this one is good. I'm tired. I'm going to call it a day. It's late. Let's see what time it is. So that's the time. So sufficient for today, and I'll see you in the morning. So I have the three embroideries that I did. They are still on the water-soluble fabric, and what I am going to do today is I'm going to dip them into water and make the fabric dissolve in the water, and then I'll have the birds isolated, and then I can use these because this is what I really want to do. So this is what I'm going to be testing. Will the threads be able to hold on their own when the fabric is no longer there? Will the embroidery stay? So let's find out. I have 1 jar of room temperature water and 1 hot water. I need warm water to dissolve the fabric. So I'm going to start with the regular water. Regular water. This is hot water. Test it to make sure that it's comfortable for my fingers to go in. Then I'm going to try the first one. So I'm going to put it in. And there we have it. The fabric dissolved. All right, I'm going to dry it here. So that's number one done. Number two, let's see how number two does. So this is before. Should I show you before? This is before, and so that's number two. And then we have a final one. So let's see how number three also does. So it just falls off. Fabric just falls off. The fingers are sticky from the glue that is in the fabric. So there's a little glue in the fabric. I'll have to let it dry up and then see how I can use it. But I'm excited. It looks good. It's holding together, which was my main concern, was whether I was adding enough connecting thread, so that when the fabric is no longer there, the threads will hold together, and it seems like it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. So that is exciting. That is really, really exciting. This week, here are my two main takeaways. So going to see art expands my thinking, and then working with the new materials pushes my practice. So I think that both of these things work hand in hand. And if you are an artist and you are looking for ways to push your practice forward, there are art shows everywhere. In whatever city or town that you live in, there is an art center, and you can attend these shows and just see the amazing, beautiful, exciting work that people are doing. And also, do not stop at just using one set of materials, and try new things, because it will expand your art practice. If this is your first time here, I am Clara Narty. I'm a full-time textile artist, and in these videos that I do, I take you behind the scenes of my life as a full-time artist. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and next week I will show you the completion of this work that I started more than a year ago. So until next time, create something beautiful and share it with somebody.